Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Ben the Human Plays Vagrus, the Riven Realms. We're gonna go visit the Undercity? Wrong. Actually, yes. We're gonna visit the Alchemist real quick. We want to buy some more medical supplies, a whole lot. And then, do you have poison? No. I'm surprised. We could sell you bloodstone? No, I like the bloodstone I have. I wanted to visit Drius. He must be in the market. Yes. So we wanted to visit him so Gorgora would gain some more loyalty. And now we want to explore the city. A group of hopeful prospectors wants to go to Crystal. We're not going to Crystal. Today, we're gonna go see Kandik, because it's been like a year in-game since I visited her. So we really should go pay a visit to her just to see what's up. Now, on the way, we're gonna pop by Vigilus Tower because there's some bandits we're supposed to learn about as well. And then, so based on that, we should see if there's anything that we could take to either Vigilus Tower, Arcturus Quarry, or Fort Viridium, because there is another, or the Iasian Quarry, because there is a path through the mountains here as well. So let's just take a peek at the missions they have for us. I would be surprised, but you never know. I was like, isn't the Agara's work camp back by the salt place? It is indeed. Lumen, Ventulium, Devon, Temple of Sleepers, Drusian Quarry, is that one of the ones that I just mentioned? It kind of is. It takes 15 supply slots. Defend near the Iasian Quarry? That doesn't seem like our speed. Larnac, Lumen, Devon, Mines of Plenty, Devon, Salem, Devon, Iasian Quarry. We are definitely going to the Iasian Quarry, so you come with me. Oh, Fort Viridium as well? Heck yeah. Take that. It's just one, but sure. It's something. Alright, cool. I think that's fine. And then we can ditch some of our beasts anyway, because we can't take them to the other side of the world. Or, yeah. So let's sell one. Do we want to sell one more? Yes. Perfect. Now we have 10 days worth of supplies, and we're still running on 50% food. So let's head out. Let's go visit Kandik and see what she's up to. Pay the road tax? No. You're already trying to do this to me. Do you see how much money we have? Holy God. I know it's been a while since people have commented on the series and like, you have no money. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't know what I'm doing anyway. But now look at me. Although it's probably taken me like 4 times as long as anybody else in the game to get this much money. But I'm in it for the lore anyway. It's more fun to just kind of goof around. All right, Vigilus Tower. It's been a very long time since we got the mission to talk to them. Oh, did the game freeze? There we go. Whew, that was weird. Vigilant Garrison. Tell them you are here on behalf of the Justiciar Maximus regarding the outlaws. We also have a mission from him to go out to Fort Larius and spy on people. That's also been like 2 years since we learned about that. The Decurion snorts, so they finally found someone to do the dirty work. About time. You're told to abandon your weapons and enter the tower alone while your companions linger outside under the watchful eyes of the elite legionnaires. The Centurion Prime is a very busy man, the Decurion discloses sternly as he leads you inside the tower and up several long winding staircases. You will not waste his time. State your business, ask what you must, then be on your way. Understood? You nod. Everything about the tower's interior and the soldiers garrisoned within suggests an unrelenting rigidness. These aren't the undisciplined motley legionnaires of some dirty, irrelevant outpost, but the elite forces of the Empire. Unsmiling, precise, sharp, and professional. So is their leader. I am Centurion Prime, Doggo Octius. The mountain of a man tells you without any formal greeting as you are ushered into his sparsely furnished command chamber. I gather you are here to do something about those abolitionist brigands. What parameter did the Justiciar Maximus divulge to you? You assumed he would tell you. Actius does not move a muscle, but you can tell he is not content. How typical, he says, but that can't be helped, so let's get it over with. What do you need to know to accomplish your mission? We don't really need to know who they are. Or why they're not going after them. Let's ask what we can expect from them. What inane question is that? I assumed you volunteered for this mission because you know what you are doing. They are a disorganized, untrained, desperate mob. If you can't imagine how to deal with them, you've chosen the wrong assignment. Now, is there anything else you want to waste my time with? No, I just wanted to know if I was like walking into a trap. Just ask where you can find them. That is not so easy to tell. As you can imagine, a rabble such as this moves around quite a lot, but in general you should head south from Vigilus Tower. According to my reports, they work their mischief somewhere in the region, exactly between Tarathian's Falls and the Plains of Bone. By their accursed symbol, the broken helmet, they might be identified. This is the best indication I can give. There is a pause and Actius rises from the table. Then we are done here, he says. Go now and do the Empire's work. I hope you prove worthy. After you are finished, don't bother coming back here. Return to the Justiciar Maximus right away. Dismissed. Leave Vigilus Tower. All right. Bye. What a guy. I guess we'll just camp here because they don't have a Manzio in there. What an odd person. Anyway, he did not want to talk to us. On we go. Is it better to just cut straight across? It is not. Because if you stop here, you'd need 8 to get across. If you get all the way up here, you need just 4. Better to follow the road. Honestly, I think it's almost always better to follow the road. I just realized I probably had something to drop off there, didn't I? I guess we'll never know. I can hit it on the way back, if that's true. Large Jacra horde. Excuse me. The good news about this, though, let's go ahead and defend equally, is you can get a hell of a lot of supplies by killing all the Jacra. So let's make a barricade. Pushes our success up by quite a bit. And then let's call their ranks. Fight. Fight me. Big one. All right, go. All right, Kreefta. Let's just whittle down the weak ones as fast as we can. Oh, Harvik's here. Cool. Good job. One down. Let's see. Let's try to weaken the right side and then have Nadir hit both of them with a fireball. Or none of them. That also works. Shoot. Oh, you guys, you're killing me. 1 damage isn't so bad. That wasn't that bad. All right, where's the weak one? All the way at the back? Rude. Do you have armor? You do. Let's break through that while I'm thinking about it. Holy balls! We've been weakened. Everybody's stunned. That was rude. What the hell happened? Yeah, people are still stunned. Holy crap. What a move. And now he's beating the hell out of us. All right, let's try this again, team. Good job. Way to recover. Kill that guy. Holy Jesus! This is not going well. Oh, man. I talked a big game. I was like, these guys suck. They don't suck that much. At least the big one doesn't. He's dangerous. Reload. If you guys hadn't missed so much, maybe it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. Put the rune down. Melt the little guy. Oh, he didn't die. I'm surprised. There we go. Getting our crits out there. Let's have Harvik finish this dude off. Nadir, throw down another rune. Stab him. Regain a little health. Shoot him. And then maybe you stun him? You got a crit, but it didn't stun him. So she gets beat up in response. Shoot him in the face. And then switch places. Actually, you know, just hang out where you are, actually. I'd rather you not get knocked down if we don't have to. And then you can only throw a dagger, so go ahead and swat with Nadir. He's still alive! I'm amazed. Let's reload. I'm nervous that if he tries to kill him with the ruin, he would just heal him, which would have made it harder to kill him. But no, we did well. We killed the elite there. Pursue. We have a 99% chance to succeed, so let's do it. Well done. Killed all of them. And none of our people got hurt, except for our companions. But those are the ones that are expendable. Neither of them healed. Look at that! 790. That's amazing. 6 bones. I really need to figure out where to offload this bogweed. You know what? I feel like I could have probably sold it in Torzag's shelter. I just like completely spaced on that being a thing. Yeah, I'm good with this. The thing is, it was either Fort Viridian. I think it was Fort Viridian where I was supposed to deliver the stuff, now that I think about it. Indeed. Courtyard. Exchange for news. Anybody going anywhere important? Arcturus Quarry? Is that where I'm going? No, that's back the other direction. Dubious Sisters, but it's 4 or 5. You know what? I'm gonna try to remember, but let's plan to come back through this way and see if we can grab them, because 4 bros for like a single day journey seems really useful. Or worth it for sure. Not necessarily useful. Alright. Let's get some vigor back. Healed from hurt. Good news. Good news all around. Ah, Harvick. What are you doing, man? Alright, turn this in. Now, if we go back through, let's offload the hides in the bone. If we go back through, we could definitely take Torzag's shelter missions for us. And for 30 bros, I think it's definitely worth it. We'll have to grab some more beasts on the way. They do have one on hand, so that I think that'll make it work just fine. And we'll definitely burn some supplies off as we go to Leviathan's demise and back. I'm not sure if we have this, because it's a 35 node area to search. I'm thinking we don't really want to hit Leviathan's demise and then try to hit Tarathian's Falls on the way back to Torzag's. We'll leave that be its own thing, and then we'll try to do that on its own. But I'd like to hit the Iasian Quarry, hit Fort Viridium, drop off those people at Arcturus Quarry if they're still there, and then go back to Torzag's, and then to the Crossroads. So, let's go visit Kandake. I think. Yeah, southwest, due southwest from here. Big space to cover, though. No chance of gathering any supplies, so don't even try. And then out into the wasteland we go. Show me that beautiful skeleton so I know... There it is. I was like, so I know where I'm going. It's like, every once in a while, I'll try to zoom the map out, and I'm like, that's right. That's not a function in this game. Yep, still no chance of gathering anything. Harvick is healed from wounded. Good job, Harvick. I knew you could do it. We're back! Camp Colossus. Kandake's research site, which she took to calling Camp Colossus as a sight to behold. See if Kandake can manage to figure out the next step. Upon heading deeper into the camp, you see that a lot of it has been rearranged since the last time you visited, especially the scaffolding around the skeleton itself. You also see new machinery, weirder than the earlier designs, if such a thing was even possible. Kandake welcomes you as enthusiastically as ever. Perfect timing, Vagrus! I think I figured it out now, but I need your help! Ask her what her plan is. Candake leads you to the Leviathan. This time you don't have to climb the scaffolding. Now, she begins, the words pouring out of her mouth rapidly. We all heard that voice last time around, but which proved I'm on the right track, but its words made me think, too narrow and incomplete, it said. Then there was that outburst and the equipment got destroyed. Why? Because the energy I tried to channel was too much for the setup. See, that's what too narrow means, like a flood that cannot be contained by the riverbed. She pauses for a breath, then continues. But there is more. I wasn't merely my apparatus's fault. Upon examining the site of the accident and taking a closer look at the Leviathan, I found something extraordinary. She points to the shoulder area of the giant. Isn't there something that strikes you as odd? Straining your eyes against the midday sun, you try to see what she means. There, near both shoulder blades next to the next vertebrae, you spot two huge crater-like dents. Is the skeleton missing some parts, you ask? Oh, that's me. Is the skeleton missing some parts, you ask? Is it supposed to have another set of wings? Candake smiles. Not wings, she says. Heads. Oh, it was a hydra. Neat. The Leviathan was three-headed, Candake laughs. That's what incomplete meant. This channel wasn't only narrow on our side, but the Leviathan's as well. The skeleton serves as a focus for the Golden One's spirit, and thus it all needs three heads to properly reach our world. But where are the heads, you ask? Candake is all glee. Not too far, I believe. At least one of them. About the other one, I'm not sure yet. But maybe if we find the first, it can help us track down the second one. You inquire how she plans to find the first one. This is where you come in. Of course it is, the researcher replies. Candake produces a small item from underneath her robe. It looks like a pearl encased in a frame of bone. While salvaging the remains of my destroyed apparatus, I managed to construct this device. I call it the Flame Spy. It is attuned to dragonkin essence in a specific way, and it is quite sensitive. Look! She holds up the orb, mutters a word of command, and steps closer to the skeleton. The item begins to radiate with a pale light. She takes a few steps back, and the glow grows slightly fainter. So, she continues, all one needs to follow the Flame Spy's indications like a compass. To where, you undoubtedly want to ask. I've got that covered as well. Scouring the outskirts of Camp Colossus for a bit, I picked up a trace of energy coming from the southwest. A strong trace, and clearly the same aura as the skeleton here. It can only be one of the missing skulls. You raise an eyebrow. South of here? Everyone knows that is Skortar territory. What on earth is a Skortar? Candake nods, handing you the Flame Spy. And that is why I need you again. Not for free, of course. Will you help me? You tell her that you'll see what you can do. What on earth have we gotten ourselves into? Southwest? There's nothing out there. The Golden Theory. Find the first missing head somewhere south of Leviathan's demise. What? We just gotta roam the wasteland? Excuse me? Alright, goodbye. Oh, there's nothing out here. Alright, I'm gonna pause, and then I'm gonna see if I can find it. I imagine it's just gonna be me wandering around the desert for a while, but I'm gonna pause the video and I will bring you guys right back once I've found it or I've died. So we'll be right back. And I'm back. I found it. So actually, this is kind of interesting. This usually doesn't happen, but there is an actual like item on the map that you can see. So if we come down here just a little bit, you see that like horn looking thing? That's exactly where you want to go. So if you're looking for the skull of the Leviathan, it's down this way. So we'll go here. The southern reaches of the Plains of Bone are as desolate as can be, an endless stretch of white-gray dust speckled with bare skeletons and not much else. Yet this is where the Flame Spy of Candake has led you. Follow the Flame Spy. The researcher was right. If her gadget works as intended, there must be a massively potent source of draconic energy nearby, growing ever stronger as you make your way farther south. Too far south to your liking. This is Skortar territory. As a matter of fact, you are venturing not too far from their main habitat, the ruined city of Skorpanar. You haven't seen any signs of the horrid creatures for a while, but you are aware of how quickly that could change. I don't know if I've ever run into a Skortar, and I'm not sure what it is. After some time, you spot something in the distance. At first, it appears to be a small hill or some kind of domed building, except that the region is also almost completely flat, and there shouldn't be any buildings nearby. Getting closer, your heart skips a beat as you realize what it is. A gigantic reptilian skull, the very thing you are looking for. The flame spy glows intensely, as if picking up the massive waves of energy emanating from it. You dispatch some lookouts to scout the vicinity of the landmark. After a while, they return bringing unpleasant news. "The area is swarming with Skortar, Vagrus," one of them reports. "It seems they made it their abode. Judging from their idleness, they haven't spotted us yet. But if you get closer, combat is bound to follow. Try a more subtle approach." Let's try it. Ooh. Maybe a full frontal assault wouldn't be such a great idea. Who knows how many Skortar hide within that skull, or what kind of defensive works they've got prepared. You take a moment to think about how to proceed. You'd need many outriders, and I have none. But we have a really high chance of success if we try to play up the strength of the Comitatus and scare them away. We did succeed. You command your fighters to spread out somewhat, but not too far, thus making the Comitatus appear larger than it is already. You order them to scream fiercely and rattle their weapons, with slaves and workers beating drums and sounding horns. The key to all this is confidence. Upon approaching it, the skull suddenly comes alive. Skortar rush forward on jointed legs from every nook and cranny, like ants swarming forth from their hive, their stingtails raised in terrible fury. But you can tell despite their bold show they are unsure. As hunters and raiders, they are used to prey running from them, not menacingly closing in on them. You urge your crew to fall into a half trot. That does the trick. The Skortar take a few uncertain steps backwards. First only some, but then more and more. Even when the largest, most fierce warriors begin to back off, the Skortar's will to fight is shattered completely. They turn and run, deserting the skull, followed by the mocking cheers of your Komes. The way to the skull lies open. No! I need 240 cargo? Oh, man. What do we got in our cargo? Can we drop cargo? Return when you have sufficient workforce. Let's take a look at our cargo real quick. Throw out. So how much cargo do you get? All right, we have all of our mounts working. So let's try. Well, let's throw you out. And then see what does that get us? Oh. Well, we were at like 240 and we needed 340 or something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe let's throw out one more. Or maybe, you know what? Goodbye, Bogweed. You've been enough trouble. I just bit the bullet and did it. All right, let's hop out, hop back in. Oh, I'm an idiot. I have so much cargo. I need 4 beasts of burden. Hold on. I'll be right back. And we're back. I went back and I got a beast of burden and I brought it with me. I did reload from where I was before, so I didn't lose my bogweed. I've had it with me forever. I cannot lose it now. So let's hook the skull to the beast of burden. I will lose 10 cargo slots while carrying the skull. Using all the rope you can muster, you fasten the skull to your beasts of burden like a gigantic yoke, all while all your workers push and pull on the sides. To the rhythmic shouts of the overseers, the Comitatus begins to strain and haul. After a few tense moments, nothing seems to happen, but the skull tips slightly, almost if it nodding in consent, and slowly begins to slide over the ashen dust of the plains, pace by cumbersome pace. It is truly a sight fit for legends, as the combined efforts of your men and beasts drag the head of a long since perished, perhaps almost godlike being through the empty wasteland, to be resurrected if Kandake is right. In the distance, the Leviathan waits to be whole again. Wild. We gained the great skull. What does that look like in our cargo? Oh, it just takes it away. I thought it would be like a skull. All right, back we go. Ghoul swarm. Excuse me. I didn't sign up for this. Defend equally. Counter a makeshift barricade as always. It doesn't help nearly as much as I was hoping. Cull their ranks. There are a lot of ghouls. Activate. And then do your best, crew. We've only fought ghouls a few times before. They're not fun to fight. Because they all get double, ability? No, they get, damn it. They have really high evade, and they have 2 times, actions. Good dodge. Good dodge again. Ouch. At least they don't harm us much. What does this do? Accuracy, evade, and block. Kabam. That will help us quite a bit. Or damage. How dare you? Do you have armor? You don't, but we'll just stab you. Focus fire the one of them so we can, like, possibly kill somebody. I think I hit the back one. Rough. Alright, now they all get a second move. And the rough thing is the back ones will jump forward every time to leap at you. But if we can clear the front row, we can possibly... The other thing that happens when you fight the ghouls is whatever reason, it slows the game way the hell down. 1 down, hell yeah. Let's go for... Middle guy is fine. Easiest one to hit. And then bleed him a bit. And it's almost like by them having to move so much, the game has like a hard time processing everything that's going on. It's kind of wild. Let's go for another front row bomb. Oh, you evaded the bomb? How could you? We hit the front one, but he didn't die. Good dodge. At least they're not super accurate, and they don't do a ton of damage. It's just they do a lot of actions. Good dodge. And one last. Oh man, they get to. That's the other thing is they have really high initiative. Ah, Harvick's down. I think I saw this somewhere, pointed out on like the forums somewhere, is that the ghoul, like there's the tower or whatever that the ghouls inhabit. God damn it. It's almost impossible to get through because for whatever reason the game has a hard time processing that those fights. So people generally avoid that as well. All right, try to kill the front one. Yes, down. 3 to go. The game's gonna have a hard time dealing with this. Stay up, Elani. We can only pick up one of you. Actually, we can't pick up any of you because we're out of resourcefulness. Still working. Yeah, you can hit Gorgoro all you want. Let's try to stun this back boy. Crit for 5 is fantastic news. Are they gonna retaliate? Nope, he backed up. And he bit Gorgoro. If they decide to... Oh, you protected this fool. All right, go for the back row. Shoot the front one. Good stab. And then maybe a finishing blow? Oh, Nadir, you fool. You had a chance. And now they jump forward? Possibly? Oh, but after my tank. I'm fine with that. Let Aelani get a spear off. So, oh, dang it. Well, you know, I that is what I asked for. I was hoping to lock that guy into the back row so then he couldn't move. And then we'll drop a rune underneath. And then Krifta, I'm hoping you can kill this one. Yes! Now you can't move, sucker. And you'll burn to death, probably. He says, hopefully. It worked! Reload. So we have 2 people on their knees. That guy's still stuck, and he's probably gonna burn to death. He did! Alright, that guy's no longer stunned, so incoming attack. Maybe. Ooh, good dodge. Try to stun him again? Oh, he evaded it. He didn't even have the good sense to evade onto our rune. Maybe we rune underneath him? Oh, he evaded the rune, you bastard. I'll shoot you to death. Alright, that was pretty rough. We even lost a slave in there. We don't want to pursue. So let's stand down. Give our people time to heal. It was pretty rough. Got some healing out of it, so that's good. In fact, none of our crew died, just our dudes were harmed. Thank goodness. Everybody heals up, slowly but surely. And then let's make our way back to Leviathan's demise. Still got plenty of supplies, so that's good for us. And then we drag the giant dragon skull back. Deliver the Leviathan's first missing skull to Kandak. The Comitatus dragging the Leviathan's enormous skull into Camp Colossus must be one of the most astonishing sights in the history of the Riven realms. It is a shame almost nobody can see it. Kandak and Levantius drop what they were doing in an instant, just stand there in silent, disbelieving awe, mouth and eyes wide open. Kandak is so stunned that she even refrains from her usual exaggerated, childlike reactions. So where did you want it? Oh, so, where do you want it? You asked nonchalantly, downplaying the magnitude of the feat I keep forgetting who's talking. Just, the magnitude of the feat you've just accomplished. Still retaining some of his composure, it is Levantius who enters first, stammering. Over there, by the scaffolding, if you would. With a final effort, your crew hauls the enormous object to the Leviathan, right next to its main head, underneath the hollow joint where it originally must have been attached to the body. Finally, there's a buzz again in the back of your mind, but only for a split second. Yet, wasn't it weaker on earlier occasions? You don't have time to contemplate because Kandak has managed to shake off her bedazzlement and is more or less herself again. You are not entirely sure whether this is a good thing or not. I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! Oh, I could kiss you, Vagrus! She does, in fact, on the cheek. Look at the size of it! The majesty! What glorious new paths open now before us! Come, friend, you must tell me everything! With that, she drags you into her tent. You lose the great skull. What if we just drag it back to Torzag's shelter? Kandak leaves the tent's flap open so she doesn't lose sight of the skull for a single moment, pours you a copious amount of wine, keeping the rest of the carafe for herself, then asks you to recount how you managed to find the missing head. While you briefly tell her about your encounter with the Skortar and the challenges of hauling your peculiar cargo through the wasteland, she constantly gazes over your shoulder, admiring her new trophy. When you're done, she nods, claps your shoulder, and refills your jug. Well done, extraordinarily well, she says. Don't get me wrong, not to diminish your tremendous accomplishment, but it almost sounds as if you had it easy. The next one might be trickier. Have you found out where it is, you ask? She shakes her head. Not quite, but I've gathered some clues. I couldn't establish contact again, not like during the initial experiment, but I had dreams, or rather visions. I'm sure they were sent by the Golden One, trying to help me. Now with the second head here, we might be able to discern some of those clues, turn them into directions. Ask her what she saw in her visions. It's all very vague, Kandak replies. I think the Golden One was showing me what transpired when he fell. After his essence shed its mortal guise, the latter was desecrated by his enemies, torn apart in pitiful fear, so that he might never become whole and return again in his old form. His heads were carried off, flung far away, but something went wrong, or rather right from our perspective. For some reason, the Gold One's foes couldn't remove the main head and didn't get far from the second one, the skull you retrieved. Only the third one reached its intended destination and was locked away. Locked away where? You inquire. Kandak shakes her head. That I don't know. He was trying to show me, but his voice was too weak for me to comprehend. I saw a range of mountains, a plain. I heard the wind loud and piercing as a shriek from tormented throat. There was a valley. That is vague indeed. Could be anywhere in Zareen, you mumble. I know, she agrees. But I believe now that the second head is here, we might get a clearer answer. Will you join me in finding out? Taking a final sip of wine, Kandak beckons you to follow her out of the tent again. You walk up to the Leviathan. There inside the central head, Candace has placed a new apparatus on the platform, not unlike the one she used during her first experiment, but modified to some degree and somewhat surprisingly much smaller. It is more of a compact design, she explains. Do you still have the flame spy with you? You hand her the arcane device. She takes it and places it in a socket on top of the apparatus, pulls some levers and adjusts some valves, then spreads her arms and begins to chant in the same manner she did upon her first try. This time somehow she appears and sounds much more confident. It takes only a few short minutes after the smoke begins to rise. The flame spy glows radiantly, and you feel that lightheadedness, almost familiar now, but much stronger. There is a voice inside your head, clearer than glorious cloudless skies. "Children," it whispers, "I see you now. Let me help so you can see me as well." Your head is suddenly flooded with sights never glimpsed before. They sweep over your mind, no, your very soul, like a mighty yet gentle wind born from the majestic wings. You see the same vision Candace must have seen in her dreams sent by the Golden One. A valley in the foothills of a mountain, on the edge of a forlorn waste loud with gales, and within that valley, a tomb, sealed and unapproachable, in its innermost center a shadow, coiled up and waiting. "Do you see it now?" the voice asks. Then it is gone. Your eyes pop open and you find yourself lying on your back staring at the inside of the gigantic skull. As you turn your head, you find Candace lying beside you, and you can tell from her gaze that she saw the same. You sit up. "The Cepus Mountains," she says, "east where they meet, the singing winds. That gave it away. There is a valley somewhere at the border of the Cepus Mountains, and the plains with some kind of underground vault. That's where the third head is. But," she seems worried, "there is something else inside, some sort of guardian. Will you still dare to venture there?" she asks. We gained a hell of a lot of insight. It takes some time after the incident to completely clear your head. Candace has rushed off with renewed enthusiasm to conduct some tests on the newly acquired head, but not before telling Levantius to pay your due, silver coins and a collection of rare treasures. And so the faithful assistant does, adding, "The mistress hasn't told me yet what the next step in our endeavor is, but if you are involved, please be careful. Things are getting strange here." You tell him not to worry. Dragonstone of Protection, hell yeah. I don't know what that is, but I like it. Candace's research site, which we've already learned about that. Okay, the Cepus Mountains, where? Over here. Oh, there was like a weirdo, when we were doing the Caravan Howling City thing, there was like a weird little nook in the mountains that I remember noticing. And I was like, I wonder what that is. I guarantee you, if we get to the Twin Towers and just kind of follow along the mountains, we'll be able to find what we're looking for. So, but for now, we're gonna pause the episode there. If you guys enjoyed the episode, click the like button, helps out a lot. If you want to see more Vagrus, the Riven Realms, or the other videos I have going on the channel, subscribe to the channel, that also helps out a lot. But until next time, everybody, I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody!